Dear friend, it is time for you to embrace, to rejoice, to enjoy. Thank you, darling. To enjoy this expatiation of reality because the Kamala Harris and what's his name movement is so far all is going to be what appears to be a complete and total disaster. I'm not just saying that to be nice. I'm not just saying that to be cute. I'm not saying that just because you know me. I'm telling you, I will tell you when things are looking great, and I will tell you when things are not looking great. I promised you that. I promised you that a long time ago. And that's the way I am. I roll like that. Or as Kamala would say, sometimes it be like that. Homeboy knows that about the mama Creole. He nothing but a Peterbilt. He's nothing but a Peterbilt. Now, I can play that game too, and that's what I'm gonna do. When I wanna make something important, I'm gonna break into my southern urban voice just to make the point, okay? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get started. Kate, welcome, new member. Howie Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. Howie gifted 5 Rhino Nation memberships. Is that great or what? This guy is too much. First and foremost, let's talk about this jadrule. This absolute nothing. Josh Shapiro is laughing his arse off. You had me, but you didn't want me because I was what, a Jew? I'm one of the most popular, one of the most popular governors in Pennsylvania. And what? What? You pick me instead of old blood and guts? This phony baloney stolen valor nudnik? Beautiful. Beautiful. You want that? Terrific. Wonderful. Great. Wonderful. Let me explain a couple of things to you. This is normally peaking too early. Remember I told you, don't want to peak too early. There was this sugar high that we only experienced on TV. Only on TV. We didn't feel it. It was a yeah, but it wasn't really real. Nobody felt it. People say, yeah, okay, that's the feeling. And don't give me these poll numbers. Oh, she's taking off. Don't give me this. Gracie Loves George says garbled audio. Is this garbled? Let me see. Let me see what we can do here. Let me see. Just a second. I'm going to try something. Now what? Now what? Let's do it now. Can we do it? Is this better? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this guy get like a mama Creole. I know it beat like that. Tell me, is it okay? No sound at all? Nothing? Okay. Check 1, 2, 3. This is very odd. Nothing bad, literally. All right. Hang on a second. Let me see something. Let me try something. Oh, 5 by 5. Hang on. Therese says 5. Is this okay? Is it better? Is it better? It's better. Psych Cycle says better. Marco says better. It's better. Is it good? Better. Can you hear this? Good. There we go. There we go. Is it better or is it good? Thank you. All right. Let's do it all again right now, right? From the beginning. From the beginning. Number one, Doog. Thank you for that. I try, and by the way, my apologies for that. But I love when you get all of a sudden people will just get absolutely like, it's bad. This is bad. This is bad. Bad. Okay, okay, okay. Bad. It's not working. Okay, okay. Okay. All right. We'll take care of it. Ah, ah. That's because you love me so much and it means so much to you. I understand completely. I know what you mean. I meant to say, starting off, my friend, very, very interesting. I meant to say to you that things are looking much better. Look at this. Gracie loves George. Thank you. Again, much better. It's better. Not good, better. I'll, I'll take the better. That's okay. No problem. Now, let me ask you a couple of things here. People always love that. I thought YouTube was silencing you. They're silencing you. I knew it. It was a matter of time. You have no idea. I will never even make it known at all public as to what I've gone through. Kamala Harris is starting off with nothing. Nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. She is one of the worst things that anybody has ever seen. She is the biggest fraud, the biggest flop, the biggest disappointment, and incredible sense of this push. Do you understand what I'm saying? This absolute push. And what I'm seeing right now is that now can you hear me okay? I hate to do this. I'm breaking up. Breaking up. Boo. Okay, let me try this again. Let me try this again. Try this again. Just a minute. I've never had this much trouble starting off. Is this better? Dude Kramer has one thing. Stay close to Mike. That's all he says. Stay close to Mike. I don't know what you're saying, but stay close to Mike. Is this better? Anne says yes. And I'm thinking, yes, what? There we go back to the better. You are you are fantastic. Okay. I want you to watch this. Forget what I have to say. I want you to watch this and tell me what you think about it. What do you think? I want you let me try this one more time. Let me see. Did you see this? Did you hear this? What do you think about your vice president? And watch this thing he does. Watch this. Watch the leg lift. I can't hear you, honey. What? Wait a minute. Breaking medical emergency at the White House. Medical emergency at the White House. A lot of emergency units and the like. Very, 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 very sad. Keep in mind, honey, keep me posted on this one. Do you think This man is going to take them into the next realm. Do you think this man, one more time. All right, this is a guy they call affable, funny. He's wonderful. He's terrific. This is what he also said, by the way, later on in an old piece, an old vision. Watch this. By the way, Brett Workman said, yes, I heard the news about the emergency vehicles at the White House a few minutes ago. Thank you, Brett. Just want to let you know I heard him. I heard it. You're not the only one who heard it. I heard this. Just want to let you know I heard this too. Thank you, Brett. Watch this. What have you noticed about this? I'm just going to jump into the actualities.
2 decades, retiring as Command Sergeant Major.
He did not. This was an old piece. He was saying that he retired as Command Sergeant Major. These are all over the place. It never happened.
And now in Congress, he's fighting for the people of southern Minnesota. Tim Walz. He works for us.
I'm Tim Walz, and I approve this message.
One more time.
In the uniform which he proudly wore for over 2 decades, retiring as Command Sergeant Major.
He never did. He never did. Now, let's see right now. Let's see. Biden emergency. Let's see what we can see from this. No, we don't know about this. Biden. You can keep me posted. Let's see if there's any breaking news on this one. I'm just going to go through this. Kevin says if Biden does before inauguration, he's going to screw up all my Trump 47 merchandise. Well, let us hope that none of that happens. Let me also explain something. I hope and I pray that the president makes sure he is 100% guaranteed in terms of watching his plane and the safety of it. Remember what happened to the Iranian leader. I don't want to be morbid. I don't want to discuss things. I don't want to say something that sounds almost, that's needlessly ominous. But after what happened to him in Butler, I hope that his planes, that the people who monitor the planes, that the technicians, that all of the folks are very, very thoroughly checked out and vetted. You hear what I'm saying? Someone says right now, according to this, our good friend Tinker West says, update from the U.S. Secret Service, it's a routine closure to investigate a suspicious item. I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything at all. I don't believe anything. Joe Rogan's going to find out. By the way, I've got a video later dropping for useful. That's what we call it in the biz, dropping as to Joe Rogan and what he's finding out in terms of opining as to what's going on. So did you catch this? One more time. I don't want to be rude.
In the uniform which he proudly wore for over 2 decades, retiring as Command Sergeant Major. And now
he was not a Command Sergeant Major. If he lies about that, he'll lie about anything. Here's another one. Watch this. Very good stuff coming out now.
Administration is gaslighting you, the American people, when it comes to the security of our southern.
By the way, please stop saying gaslighting. Please. Please. For the love of God, stop saying gaslight. It's like the word bro, bruh, and literally. Stop saying gaslighting. Okay? By the way, someone said, heard Trump's plane had a mechanical issue, had to make emergency landing. That's right, Susan. This is why one of the reasons I'm very, very concerned about this. But watch this, dear friends.
The Biden-Harris administration is gaslighting you, the American people, when it comes to the security of our southern border and the amount of illegal aliens entering the United States. They're mass importing as many aliens as possible, but they're illegally using methods to prevent the American people from knowing just how many aliens are actually entering the country. President Biden, Border Czar Vice President Harris, and Secretary of Homeland Security Mayorkas have used a phone app called CBP One to help illegal aliens get fast pass entry into the United States. Long-standing federal law requires aliens to have a visa before traveling to the United States. They have to take a number of steps before they can come, including filling out a detailed application, completing an interview with a consular officer, getting a medical exam, proving they can support themselves, and other critical vetting steps. But the CBP One app gets rid of all of that. No visa, no problem. Instead, illegal aliens from across the globe are encouraged to download an app and head near a port of entry, schedule an appointment, and then go to the port of entry even though they don't have visas and the law forbids their entry into the United States. No visa, no problem. The aliens don't even have to try to cross the border illegally. The Biden-Harris administration lets them in the front door. Essentially, the Biden-Harris administration created its own immigration system, a fast pass for illegals on a phone app. Even though there is no law that permits it, the CBP One app lets aliens enter basic information about themselves and submit a picture. It's like a dating app for immigration, except DHS almost always swipes right. DHS consistently approves over 95% of applicants through the CBP One app each month. Since January 2023, 680,500 aliens have been processed through the app. 41,800 aliens were processed in June 2024 alone, and those who enter using the CBP One app are not counted in the U.S. Border Patrol encounter statistics. For the Biden-Harris administration, no visa, no problem.
What does that make you feel like? What do you feel when you hear that? What does that make you feel like? What? What does that make you think? Do you feel your blood boiling? Do you feel like you just can't believe that? How did this happen in your country? How did this happen? Who's in charge? Disgusted? And meanwhile, it gets better though. It gets better. It gets better. Let me tell you about what she's doing, about what happened, what old Carmelita is up to. Listen to this. We're just enjoy, because I put a lot of work together for this. Listen to this one. I didn't put a lot of work together. I just spent some time. Anyway, watch this one.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
I'm going to play this again one more time, and I want you to notice this one word. Listen carefully to this one thing that she slips through. Listen carefully. And it has a ring of eugenics to it.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population.
Wait, what? What?
Vehicles and reduce population.
Wait, reduce what?
Vehicles and reduce population.
Reduce population?
More of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Well, reduce population. How are you going to reduce? How do you reduce population? How do you reduce it? You can reduce rates of population growth, but reduce population, that's called depopulation. That's called. Do you hear this? She has no idea what she's saying. And if you asked her questions about it, she's I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. This is what people are already. Remember something, dear friends. 25 years ago, during the time of Nixon, during the 50 years ago. You had no way of explaining anything. You had no way of speaking to anyone. You had no way of having information immediately provided to you like that. Do you hear what I'm saying? You had no way. We live in a different world. We live in a completely different world. Absolutely. Lori Cuck says, rage against the machine, indeed. Christopher says she probably meant pollution. You know what? With anybody else, when you have a jadrule, this is what you get. Listen to how they are already putting together and deconstructing. Remember, in the old days, you couldn't handle this. Polls, she is immediately feeling the tsunami of jokes about her. Watch this, dear friends.
We win!
Let me try this again, shall we? This is her impromptu speaking style.
It really is good to be back in Wisconsin. It is so good to be back in Michigan. Listen, let me tell you, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. And listen, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. I took on perpetrators of all kinds. I took on perpetrators of all kinds and had a summer job at McDonald's. I had a summer job at McDonald's. So hear me when I say, Detroit, when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. I know Donald Trump's type. And are we ready to fight for it? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win.
This is what is immediately being portrayed and showed and uttered. This is, one of the most important pieces a while back. Maybe you recall it, dear friends. It was from a Sinclair news division where everybody said the same thing, the same rehearsed, wrote piece. They said it without any variation. She is artificial. She is plastic. And we know this. And all of that, she is dying. I don't care. These particular polls are excitement and exuberance. They're finding out she's saying nothing. She's providing nothing. Let's go back in memory lane, shall we? Are you enjoying this? I am.
At real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
Wait a minute, try this again.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point. At real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Never got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
A new world order.
These allegations are false.
Weapons of mass destruction.
The USA Patriot Act.
The blueprint for large corporations.
We once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Donald Trump confirmed that he is considering a run in 2016.
Do it.
I am officially running.
Remember that moment? On that June 16th, I think 2015. Remember that coming down the escalator at Trump Tower? I'll never forget it. Right here.
This for large corporations.
We once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Donald Trump confirmed that he is considering a run in 2016.
Do it.
I am officially running for President of the United States.
He will never be President of the United States.
Donald Trump
will never be elected
President of the United States.
Remember
People
this?
are watching these results come in.
Watch the polls. Watch the polls. Watch the polls.
We are going to make this decision now. Donald Trump will be the 45th President of the United States.
Stop. Do you remember where you were when that happened? Do you remember? I remember it like it was yesterday. Do you remember? Do you remember? We're not done yet, but I had to stop you. That moment. That will be with me as long. And this was Jessica Starr. We met her for the first time right here. This was the moment.
We are going to make this decision now. Donald Trump will be the 45th President of the United States.
Never get bored. There she is. This was the first. Her name is Jessica Starr. S-T, like Ringo Starr. S-T-A-R-R. So was a woman. I think it was a tragic case of a reporter or something who had a tragic life. Anyway, we're not talking about her. This woman, and she was never heard from again. This began the first Karen, the first screaming, the first meltdown. She was. This is it. This is the Mona Lisa of complete mental breakdown.
Does it ever seem to you that President Trump has done more than any president in modern history?
Let me tell you something. Lou Dobbs, I loved Lou Dobbs. I found the picture of Lou and me. Good guy, good egg. They treated him like garbage, but he was so popular. I can feel it.
Does it ever seem to you that President Trump has done more than any president in modern history?
And in the 10 years I've been involved in politics, I've never seen an administration hit the ground running like this.
I could spend the rest of the hour laying out the accomplishments under the Trump presidency, despite everything thrown at him.
Markets just had its 12th straight record close.
Taking action to save as many kids as they can.
We were energy independent under the Trump administration.
More Americans reported being employed than ever before.
Those who have served our country in the military to get access to mental health care.
The Great American Outdoors Act is the largest single piece of legislation to support our national parks and public lands.
Created more than 7 million good-paying jobs.
Websites can be held liable in court for having sex trafficking content.
The Abraham Accords, which for any other president would have been multiple peace prizes.
America did not enter into a foreign war.
The employment rate in the U.S. fell to 3.5%.
The First Step Act eases federal sentencing for nonviolent offenders.
Increased funding for historically black colleges and universities.
Allows terminally ill patients easier access to experimental drugs.
Kept the inflation rate low.
Honored with the Bipartisan Justice Award.
Had a massive MS-13 gang problem.
3.9% is the unemployment rate.
Requiring airports to provide lactation rooms for breastfeeding mothers.
Class family income increased nearly $6,000.
A dramatic escalation in his crackdown on illegal immigration.
An advocate for educational choice.
Tariffs on Mexico and Canada.
An act preventing animal cruelty and torture.
Taking out Baghdadi, the head of ISIS, Soleimani, the Iranian general.
Save Our Seas Act commitment to environmental issues.
We're saying Merry Christmas again.
Community development in low-income urban and rural communities.
Help us to remember the importance of fighting off tyranny.
Pulling out of UNESCO, the World Health Organization, the Paris Climate Accords, reassessing NATO and the United Nations.
Stood up for Christianity and the Constitution more than any president in American modern history.
We are stopping the attacks on Judeo-Christian values. Can you feel it coming? Do you miss me yet?
Doesn't that kill you? Lori Cook says, I watched AJ and Roger drink champagne when Trump won. Indeed. Isn't that something? What does that make you do? What does that make you feel? Versus, I missed the security I felt when Trump was president. Fast pass like Disney. It was wonderful. It is just, and we went through 4 years of this. And now they want Kamala Harris, Scamala, Connella. It's and the jadrul. It's just how can this be? And this is how demented people are. Did you hear this? Child trafficking, wild animals, animal abuse, lactation tables or whatever at airports. I mean, this It's incredible. It's absolutely unbelievable. I can't. Now, somebody mentioned something about, and this is important. Oh, look at this. The Brad says, best day in a long time. I didn't know what was coming. I thought, okay, that was good. That's what he won. Okay. I thought, give it a shot. I had no idea. Did you know he would do that? I didn't. This quickly? I didn't. And I've got three friends of mine. One is a very big business guy, just retired. The other one's a physician, and the other one is in the kind of like the healthcare. And all of them are saying things like, they hate Trump. I'm thinking, did you do? None of that even happened or was reversed during Biden. B. Wackle, Aussie here, says, when Donald J. Trump was elected, I cracked a flathead 70 cigar out in my apartment and promptly made it a memorable moment for the missus and neighbors alike. Ah, what a sweet moment it was. It was. Absolutely. Bobby Dowd says, Carmelita sounds like Hildebeest. Did she take fake accent lessons from her? Gag, barf, literally, bro. Literally, bro. That would be mine. Uncle Lenny for president. Literally, bro. This is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's a very powerful person. Joe Rogan. Oh, listen, there's Big Dick. Thank you, Dickie. Appreciate that, my friend. Big Dick from Chi-Town. Here's Joe Rogan and some guy.
Lit like to hell by Kamala Harris.
In what way?
Like, wasn't she like a joke even among Democrats? Like 10 seconds ago, like literally, like a day ago.
Yep.
Literally. And now it's like the country's rallying around.
I know.
Like,
yeah.
What? I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
even.
we're so easily manipulated, and they're all doing it in lockstep.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. She was she polled as the least popular vice president of all time.
Yep.
And now imagine you and me, but we're in front of 15,000 people that are hanging on our every word, and you're kind of freeballing, and maybe you really haven't even done the research. Like someone's asking you how you're going to fix the economy, you right? And then you have some well, the problem is everybody needs money because the bills. Yeah, and we're working on that. Like what?
Well, and you can. That's so obvious when with the passage of time is significant and the significant.
I hope you're listening to what's happening right now. This is some of the most important stuff there is. This more people. Joe makes more contact with people than anyone. Do you understand this? More.
Significance of the passage of time is significant because of the passage of time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's someone who is basically like a kid in the 5th grade who's writing a book report, but they haven't read the book.
That's every time I see her on camera. That's all I can think is that she's the kid who didn't do her homework.
Right.
Because she just has that vibe. Did you see the clip of her talking about how dare we wish Merry Christmas to people?
No.
Yeah, she does this bizarre like rant about how we shouldn't be wishing Merry Christmas to anyone.
Is this when she was a senator?
I don't know. It's recent.
It's recent.
Yeah.
Really?
It's so strange that like that was her. Like that's the only time I've seen her passionate about anything on camera.
Come on, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, no,
I've seen the one she was telling that people need to be woke. Everyone needs to be more woke.
Oh,
you
yeah.
should be more woke. You should figure out who's the wokest. You try to be the wokest, but you should, whatever. Everyone.
I hope you're listening to this. Please don't dismiss this. Please don't say, well, I don't listen to the Joe Rogan show. I don't, I'm not, I don't listen to him. I don't care about whether you do. This is huge, but be careful, Joe. Be careful. Remember, he voted for Bernie Sanders the first time. He's a rational kind of person. In my YouTube, my commentary, I'm saying, Joe, I love you, man. Pick the hill you want to die on. I appreciate it. I'll take your work, but they will destroy you.
Why don't you be more woke? And she's like laughing. It's like, what the fuck?
And when we all sing happy tunes and sing Merry Christmas and wish each other Merry Christmas, these children are not going to have a Merry Christmas. How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
She invoked Greta Thunberg a little bit there.
Oh, that's so nutty.
Yeah.
How dare we?
How dare we? How dare you?
Yeah. No, we're definitely being gaslit. Yeah. And not only that, here's the big one, right? She wasn't elected.
This is so deadly. So deadly. This is worse than anything. In the old days, LBJ said, if I've lost Cronkite, I've lost Middle America. That was his famous, and they're kind of debating whether that was a bit apocryphal, but words to that effect. It was after the Tet Offensive speech, and LBJ said, I'm done. I mean, I'm done. I am done. I am so done. It's through. That's the effect this man has. Do you Kamala and the coach? OnlyFans? I heard that she's going to use OnlyFans influencers. She's she's gone. By the way, I don't know if you know this. You can explain this. You can perhaps. There are some words that are very famous. If you're going to use the urban thing, coach in some circles is pronounced quatch. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking what? I know what I'm thinking. Do you know who this woman is? Elsa Palti. Excuse me. Let me try it in English. Estee, like Estee Lauder. Estee Palti, Palti. You know who she is? Does that come to mind? Estee Palti. Do you understand who she is? Let me tell you, the person, you don't remember the effects of people like Vaughn Meter. Vaughn Meter, who did Kennedy, First Family. David Fry, Nixon, who this is before Frank Gorsh. You know, Rich Little did kind of like a clean version impersonation, but David Fry got into the. I mean, he just nailed it. You understand? This is Estee, Palti, the best.
And we like hard work. And the decision can't be easier. My man Timmy, he'll tell you the same thing. Yeah, you gotta thank your unions. Thank them. Thank the union workers. These are hard-working brothers and sisters, y'all. That's right. Mm-hmm. My VP pick, Tim. You know, and look, let me be clear about all of these allegations.
No, excuse me. Maya Rudolph on her best day can't get here. And there's a woman who has a blonde-haired woman who I don't know her name. She's close. Nobody does it. I wish I could point out the mouth gestures. She nails it. Nails it.
Valor is valor. Stolen, earned, you know, valor is valor. And if any of you can even think about unburdening how much effort that was committed to stealing that valor, I gotta tell you, I'm impressed. To my dear Chinese community, sheshe. I love me some Chinese food. And I love, you know, all the sauces. Soy, duck, hot. Yeah, back in college, we used to throw wontons on the professors, right?
By the way, just so we stop you right there, you're not going to hear any more laughing. You do know this, right? You do know this. You're not going to hear this. Kamala does not cackle anymore. You know that, right? You do know that. She's been instructed. I mean, when you stop doing something, that's an admission of guilt. In the law of evidence, when all of a sudden there's a provision that says if you fix something, let's say there's a step or something that is raised that causes people to trip, and you fix it immediately, that's not construed as an admission of guilt, even though you corrected it after somebody was hurt. So when somebody stops, when all of a sudden she stops laughing, you know she was told enough.
When I did go to class, the professors all knew me. And I want to offer my unwavering support to the Palestinian community. First of all, I want to talk to my Palestinians for a second. Shabbat shalom.
That's great.
You guys are great. I love the halal. All right. My Jews. Salam alaikum. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Namaste to all.
You can take all, you could give me the version of what people see via comedy or the comedic. I don't even know what I'm saying. Give me the comedic prism anytime. Nelson says, we love you, Lionel. You're great. Thank you. I remember your commentary on Pix 11. Thank you so much, Nelson. Oh, they remember that as well. Especially when they said, what? What's he saying? He's talking about the first time. Oh my God. Benghazi. That was the best. What's Benghazi? Now, one more time. This is Kamala trying to weigh in. When you're trying to, because 1 minute she's black, then she's not. Then she's Indian, then she's not. Then she's all this stuff. This was a while back. I remember when this one came out, but this was Kamala or Kanala or Scamala suggesting, she was being asked questions about who her favorite living rapper is. Remember this? Listen to this one. Best rapper alive. Shall I do this again? One more time. And you can think Kamala's again. I know nothing about. Her name is Estee, Estee Palti, Palti. I will give you. This is her. She goes by Mommy RN88. I don't know where the hell that came from. But let me give you this. I'll give you her link. She is superb. Absolutely. But does this thing with her mouth. Her secondary mannerisms point it all. Okay. Now let me try this again for you. Ready for this? Your favorite living rapper.
Best rapper alive.
Excuse me. Let me rephrase it. Best rapper alive, which means tell me, and a lot of them are unfortunately they leave this the bonds of this particular environment sometimes much too early. The best rapper alive. Tupac. Let me see. Tupac was murdered. I don't know how many years ago. It was one of the worst moments in rap history, American music history. Tupac was beloved. Everybody remembered. Murdered. How many people say, who killed him? Remember. Let me try this again.
Rapper alive.
Best rapper alive. Come on, Cammy. You can do it, girl. Come on, baby. All you got to do is just give it some time. Somebody wait me there. Come Come on, girl. Homeboy don't got a better mama bear, nothing but a Peter bear. Come on, baby. 99 roll in the hole. Scat on back to mama crib. Mm-hmm.
Tupac.
Tupac.
He's not a, you say he lives on.
But not a lot. I know. I keep doing
You said
She's laughing because she has the man's dead.
listen, West Coast girls think Tupac lives on. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I know
So
that's
Tupac,
right,
keep
baby.
going.
keep doing that.
She be dead.
Who would I say?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many. I mean,
There's
you
so
know,
many times.
there are some that I would not mention right now because
Sometime
they
I
should stay
know
in their
it
lane.
be like that sometimes.
Others,
Right? Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means. I want to
Let's
know who
keep
one of
going.
those are.
Keep moving.
She can't answer one Eminem Fetty. Just give a name. Just give a name. This is like Sarah Palin who couldn't answer what magazine she read.
Okay,
Keep moving, Angela.
All right. That was not supposed to be a stumper either. What about
Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes, I don't know. It's hard to say. Sometimes it's just who's the best, the rappers on the right, rappers on the grave. But I think if I have to say, it might be, I don't know, maybe, Biggie Smalls. Oh, he dead too. Biggie, they got Biggie too. Get the what? Mother. If you're going to do it, do it. And if you don't see black folks, can't see that, it's an insult. At Namaste. Don't forget, I'm telling you right now, this is still the best.
And we like hard work.
You see that? The lip. Watch the bottom lip. Where she bites. That's it. See that? Where she's going to spurt her mouth. That's the one. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you, bro. Watch that. That's the one that kills me. That's the one.
And the decision can't be easier. My man Timmy, he'll tell you the same thing.
I can't listen. I can listen. This is a joke. God, please tell me this is a joke. Tell me you're doing this just to test. And we've got 3 friends. Mrs. L the other day, we've got to sit sometimes with these people and we want to ask them, do you mean it? I know you don't like Trump, but do you know what you're doing with this one? Does anybody have any idea? It's ungodly. This can't be happening. It can't. She is the. So here's what I'm saying to you. If you think, baby, that she can hang on for 88 days, if you think she and Timmy can go through 88 days, do you hear what I'm saying? Do you? If you think for some reason, let me just remind you. Okay? Look at it. This is where we are today. This is surreal. Stop. I just want you to stop for a second. Tampon Timmy. Right. Bloody well, right. I'm sorry. And by the way, being from Tampa, I'm a tampon too, baby. No strings attached. Now I'm doing that again. It took me, my poor wife went through a living hell. When Diamond and Silk, I was doing the I mean, I could not stop it. Seriously. I couldn't do it. And then finally, bless her heart, was left behind, and it's sad. I don't know if she's Silk or Diamond. I don't know who she was. But now we're getting back into this. And this is the biggest joke there is. And there are people who are saying, oh, she's great. She's got energy. I'm excited. What? What? So throw in Joe Rogan. And I know Joe, don't bring up Bobby Kennedy Jr. And by the way, please remember, any word on the White House, anything? A suspicious package, not the cocaine. That wasn't a problem because, Cheeto got rid of that one. In any event, do you feel better? Who's feeling better? Are you feeling better? Do you see this? Do you think 88 days of this? If you thought she was a joke then, when this thing picks up, it's a joke. That's the thing. She's a joke. Barry Goldwater and the daisy chain. He was a maniac. Do you understand what's happening here? Do you feel better? Do you feel that there is at least something where as we're talking about this, everybody, I know Don Ellsworth says this. Donnie boy, thanks. Thank you, Don. I'm telling you, and wait until the first debate. He could drive her nuts. You know my advice. Go right for the throat. Go right for the throat. And have him say something like, I notice you're not laughing anymore. Did they tell you to stop laughing? Please don't. I found that so charming. Today, Mrs. L and I were tooling about in the Yugo. It's a stretch. And we were listening to Lefties Losing It. And it was, she is that wonderful, this is Lefties Losing It from Sky News. What is her name? Hang on a minute. Hang on. I got it right here. Just a minute. I sent her. I don't really, I am people. I don't really, but she is Rita Panahi. And we're listening to this stuff and we can't believe it. First of all, we got to go to Australia. We're a joke and they recognize it 100%. And it's so brutal because you can't believe this. When everybody laughs at you, when people are saying, no, how do I say this? Trolls today will do anything to be a part of the internet meme joke. They're not doing this about Trump. They're not joking about Trump. There's Donnie Ellsworth again. Thank you, Don. They're not, you notice, they're not joking about Trump. There's nobody. I mean, they might do the, with the accordion hands. It's a good debate. I can't do that, but that's it. But what he's saying is never stupid. They're just imitating what he's saying. No, this is just full blown nuts mocking. And when young people in particular, young and old and men and women, start picking up on the meme, on the theme, and the natural trolling, because internet is mean. Social media mean, not meme, mean, nasty, mocking, angry, vicious. They are not going to get past this. And I want to ask the Democrat, did you not know this? Did you not know this? I've said this for the longest time. Stacey Abrams, you can say whatever you want about her. If you want a black woman, she's smart. She can speak lucidly. There are thousands. What were you thinking with this? Right off the bat, you wanted a black woman, and she never started being black until a couple of years ago. Do you not know this? Did you not follow this? Did you not do any research? And you've got this Jadrul, this guy, Timmy. They do this opposition research, and it's brutal. It's always been done. They have people go after you, like they're going after you. It would have taken 5 minutes to say, excuse me, yes, hi, listen, 2 things. I'm giving you your money back because I just found the answer. I feel bad taking the money, but this guy, Tim, yeah, he says he was a command sergeant major. He wasn't. That's the highest enlisted rank. I think there's sergeant major of the, the army, whatever. But this is it. This is full general for enlisted. And he wasn't. And they brought this up before. Oh, and one more thing. Mr. Blood and Guts, Mr. Afghan, Mr. whatever, he skipped out and he wasn't deployed. He wasn't deployed because he had to go to Congress. And what they're doing right now is with J.D. Vance, they're saying, oh, he was just part of he was like Good Morning Vietnam, or he was just some like a private joker. He wrote for Stars and whatever it was. This is the part that kills me. Pete Booty Giggity didn't even do that. He put on a uniform and sat behind the desk like for an hour. That's no problem. The way they're so selective. J.D. Vance was a Marine. I mean, this is how ruthless these people are. But it doesn't matter. This time they didn't know this. So you've got this idiot. And not only that, when people really start to understand, see, what's going on. It's like, hey, kids, it's funny that she wants OnlyFans. Her life was kind of like an OnlyFans. Ask who Willie Brown is. Go ahead, look him up. Look at him. Montel, you don't know who Montel is, but kids, just trust me. Look this one up and check out Doug, her husband who doesn't say anything. Find out about the babysitter, which is similar to what Joe and Jill did. Find out about the babysitter, knocking her up. Oh yeah, it gets better. It just gets better and better and better. And the real love lost is because Kimberly Guilfoyle, who is Don Jr.'s, hates her because they work together at the San Francisco DAs or whatever the hell it is. That's for later on. So you've got this complete moron that you knew about from the beginning, and you wanted a black woman who didn't even say she was black until recently because you didn't do any research. And plus, she's a joke. She's a joke. I don't mean that, she's a joke. We have the countless. Here's a woman who was so black, right? She's a black woman, and they're asking her about, I think there's a connection between rap music and black folks. I'm sorry, I don't want to be racist. Can you imagine saying to me going on the Opry, do you have any favorite country music singer? Your favorite living country music? Ernest Tubb? What? Wait a minute, you're supposed to be... You don't know this? No, I have no idea. Whenever you're something you're not, it goes to show you this lying that you are. It's like him lying about his rank. Listen to me. I know you're afraid. I know you're scared. I know you're thinking, please tell me this is going to be okay. This just started. Forget these little polls right now, because these are folks who are Democrats. And many of them, admittedly, took off after the Joe debacle, and now we're kind of sort of back. Listen to what I am saying. Listen to what I'm saying. And just wait until, was it September the 10th, or interesting date. What Trump is going to do to her in that debate, remember, it's to make her unglued. It's to make her go crazy. It's trash talking to make her lose it. to make her lose it, and to all eyes are going to be on this, and to expose the ineptitude, the insipidity, the vacuousness, the void, vacant, vapid, nothing that is Scamala. So Donald Ellsworth, thank you, brother. Buddha, TT boy, thank you. Nelson, Crypto Domini, Big Dick out of Chi-Town. Bobby Dowd, everybody. Oh, yeah, thank you so much. B. Wakul, our Aussie friend, the Brad. Laurie Cuck, everybody. Christopher Shelton. Kevin, Big Kev, Crazy Loves George. Howie Brown, and Kate ED1. God bless yous. So let me tell you this again, my friends. I'm not telling you this just because you know me. See, this is why it's important. You got to trust me. I'm not going to tell you something just to make you feel better. This is so good. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Watch what happens. And as soon as they're done with Timmy regarding the National Guard thing, stolen valor, then comes the, why didn't you save Minneapolis? How come you put tampon machines in the boys' bathroom? What is all this? Basically, the CRT and genetics. Why did you change the state flag? Now, they say it wasn't to mimic the Somali flag, but Somali happens to be the biggest foreign ethnicity in there. I'm just saying, happenstance. This guy is as phony and as counterfeit as you can imagine. So sit tight, dear and great friends. Now, remember another thing, too. I say to you, follow Mrs. L. Follow Mrs. L. This is critical. This is important. This is what I want you to do. And I want you to make sure she has got some of the best stuff. What is happening regarding kids, you cannot believe. I cannot say this enough, dear friends. I cannot say it enough. I can't put it into words enough. Lynn's Warriors, I have it right here. Here is the link. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to also give you her. I'm going to give you the whole thing. I'm going to give you the X address as well. Do yourself and everybody a favor. Follow her immediately. And let me also apologize from the bottom of my heart for having so many of you great people have to endure this horrible nation. By the way, Charlie Calley says paper ballots in Virginia for the election. Paper ballots and paper roses. I guess the great Kitty Wells said it best. Thank you, CK. Thank you for that. And thank you for this. And again, I apologize for this horrible breakdown of noise in the beginning. All right, dear friends, we love you. Have a great and joyous Friday. It's a wonderful day to be with you. It was so rainy and windy and just today I went to a place that I still can't I go and I can't believe it exists. Costco. Cannot believe it even exists. Cannot believe the bounty, how we are so lucky. All right, dear friends, we love you. Have a great and a glorious night. Don't forget, Mrs. L, Lynn's Warriors. See you later. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. And don't forget, my friends, until then, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Dad.